Vamos con nuestra charla a cargo de Rosado, que es el rector de la Universidad Politécnica de Yucatán. Y sí, aquí está con nosotros. Y él nos va a hablar de Yucatán como caso de estudio en el desarrollo de la Estrategia Estatal de Ciberseguridad. Y entiendo que tienen un desarrollo muy interesante, hablamos con ellos varias veces. Así que bienvenido, si quieres hablar desde la tarima, caminar, como prefieras. Entiendo que la presentación ya la tiene la gente técnica.
Has the presentation. Great, thank you. Testing. Are we all set? Are we ready? Thanks so much. It is an honor to have this opportunity. I work for Tec de Monterrey, and I've been promoting these initiatives of cybersecurity in the national context. And to me, it is my privilege to share and to tell you what we've seen in the context of Yucatan. This is a tour, a journey of what is happening in the Mexican southeastern part of the country, which are the tools and where we can take them. In this dynamic, and I would like to show you that I am certain that many of you are very sensitive to the fact that today cybersecurity is a very important topic, and I would like to give you some information. Of this week, now there are 1.4 million vacant cybersecurity positions only in Mexico. And at the same time, we are a country that is considered as the first to receive cyber attacks in Latin America and the fourth internationally. In average, 2,500 cyber attacks per day. This is what we see today in the national context, and you will not me lie, but today this is a topic in the hands of everyone in the government sector, entrepreneurial sector, not only because of the impact and development, but also because of the big deficit of talent. Speaking about these initiatives, today 600 experts in Latin America just working in cybersecurity. And clearly, there is an increase in salaries and in the demand, and there is an international mobility of this talent. And I will tell you my background. I've been in the national strategic infrastructure of this country, Tren Maya, Mayan Train, and recently in the in the Ministry of Communications, and all the technological national infrastructure, the dynamic of development of what needs to happen. Speaking about connectivity, why am I saying this? Because an analysis was made, was a nearshoring brought a big wave of investments. We saw the needs in terms of infrastructure of the companies. We're speaking about airports, ports, energy, water, power, industrial infrastructure, and connectivity, of course, internet connectivity. We mapped that on layers on top of layers. We were able to see the needs, and we also were able to see the niches and bottlenecks that we see. You can see in the upper map that there was natural demand for this in the northern region because of how close we were, but also technological aspects. And all this was limited. Why am I saying this? Because of what you see in the map. All these ways are saturated. And there is no multi-mode transport, and all this, what you can see, everything is connected, and what is connected is potentially vulnerable. I am saying this because there are big challenges in our beautiful country, and one of these challenges is physical and digital connectivity, and it is related to this. In the previous administration, I can confess to you that there was only one underwater cable that was moving the internet infrastructure, and it was connected to Mexico City. And as part of the national infrastructure dynamic, we promoted this the underwater cable going through Quintana Roo to connect it to the Mayan train in order to have technological base of technology for the southeastern part of the country. There you see the map, the coverage map. But what matters the most is the latency. I would like to say that in average, latency is 120 milliseconds, and now it is 45 milliseconds in Yucatan. With this, you can tell that today we're considering not only the infrastructure capacities but also development, specialized talent development. I would like to say that in this expansion dynamic, it is not only a transcendental effort-based dynamic, but it's been also a challenge. How are we going to, we want talent to be consistent to the demand, and we are thinking about this because the industry will have the future as its capacity to produce talent, to retain talent, to bring talent, and in this highly demanding market, this is the most important point in our country. I also would like to say that in this analysis that was made, imagine, and we did it here, we made a national proposal. If you think in the state of Puebla, you will immediately see the automobile sector, or in Querétaro, aerospace. But if you think in Yucatan, what comes to your mind? One of the big proposals that was devised was a balance, to reach a balance between the cultural aspect, the environmental aspect, the social and the economic aspect, where technology is going to be the big engine to bring a better quality of life. And with this, to have a great vision, to have a green region in the southeastern green industry related to a technological base of power produced. Maybe you have heard about hydrogen plants, and maybe you have also heard about, I don't know, they call it sustainable fuels. And today, this territory doesn't have this blank space, but it is growing in terms of logistics, expansion of the Puerto Progreso port, but the technological capacity. Today I represent the Polytechnic University of Yucatan. I confess that this university is the only one across the country, the only one public specialized in information technologies. It is the only one. Everything is based on 4.0 technologies. 9 years ago I started with a vision to have a national muscle in order to generate talent, for cybersecurity, for data science with IT, robotics, and microcontrollers systems, all that, with a great initiative, with a to be make it free. Imagine this is a proposal to give it for free. These four columns of the technological development. Now we have we see cybersecurity, because robotics with cybersecurity, artificial intelligence with cybersecurity and robotics, and this brought our eyes to the skills, and thanks to the effort by the government, federal and state governments, the ones financing this type of education. And today we can offer 100% scholarships to women who want to who want to be in technology. And this is the opportunities, and today they can transform their lives precisely through this type of initiatives to offer them education. With this flag, we generated strategic alliances worldwide, and one as Google. Google allowed us to be the main lab in Latin America speaking about cybersecurity, and today we have the main cyber intelligence and cyber resilience labs, and it has one of the main engines that produces the capacity to make a real-time analysis and to also produce resilience against any type of attack as it happens. And let me tell you that this is very, very new. We recently received more than 30 Google directors, international Google directors, and with them we not only promoted a world initiative speaking about social impact, and we generated a specific talent for very specialized tools and the state of the art of cybersecurity. With that, Mexico today doesn't have the opportunity to become a Latin American leader with this type of education of talent, but there is an initiative to create specialized jobs in order to address the demand that I've been speaking about. At the end of the day, all these initiatives will not stay in the educational context. The initiative aims to reinforce all the forces, national security, and the army, of the country. Today we give scholarships to people from the Navy, from the Army, from the prosecutors' offices. They want to get professionalized, and since we are a public school today, we are the national leader in education on cybersecurity at every school nationwide. Why do I say this? It's because with our syllabus, we are taking this to other schools, and we are making also the virtual initiative, and we want to somehow emulate these opportunities with computing in our institution. There's going to be lots of information, but this is just to show you the work that has been done with the strategic alliances. And it is something that has guided also that we can become a cooperation facilitator, talent for national security, but also to help the different players where there is no cooperation. And I wanted to say this many times: cybersecurity is within a is indoors, and there is no place where you can express what is happening and to rebound experiences. And today we're having the first national consortia for cooperation in this type of initiatives, clearly with the education flag, and Tecnológico de Monterrey is one of the main allies in this campus. This is where we have the cybersecurity hub. We want to connect it to our capacities in our institutions. We want to make a big network of exchange of knowledge. We have in mind those who just graduate, and those who are joining the academic world, and those who are looking for a degree in technologies. We think in terms of those who want to transform their careers: lawyers with cybersecurity, financial people, accountants with cybersecurity. This has given rise to a great opportunity so that we can have an initiative for the future for all those who are now threatened, speaking about their jobs. And today capacities we have in the lab, which is one of the most important labs, is to have a national leadership, but also to have an international impact, speaking about collaboration, but also speaking about capacities to take care of the before, during, and after cyber attacks. This is a big opportunity, and I will try to explain as agile as possible. Let's pretend there is a tomographer. You can introduce a body, and it could be the government or the state, or it could practically be a country, to make the analysis, and you will be able to identify if there are eye problems in that specific body. But if you do it many times, you will be producing intelligence. So the blindness will not be the result of the problem in the eyes, but because of diabetes. This type of infrastructure. Today, we are having the first Latin American generation of this type of specialized knowledge, and today it is going to be the security operations pioneers. It is going to be a snowball, and they are triggering the new specialized talent, and many of them and their families. It is going to be the first person. They are the first ones to go to school. And speaking about the generation of this ecosystem, we have also been working with the Army, and today we have a certificate, the Cyber Ranger, with not only technical capacities but also soft skills, with a context of intelligence and counterintelligence. And in this way, people can deal with a cyber attack and be mature enough in order to deal with this dynamic of an actual situation. In this dynamic, I would like to tell you that one of the big challenges is how we organize a whole ecosystem that is alive in the country. But there were areas of opportunity, and I am speaking about this because cybersecurity is big, and when speaking, there were many possibilities. And there, together with Google and with Tails and with Gabinete Nacional, we produced a dialogue, an open and deep dialogue. We wanted to, with these 5 pillars, we wanted to know which could be those areas of opportunity and focal points in the context of development, digital technology development, to have a resilient and critical infrastructure, to have a cybersecurity ecosystem prosperous, and strategic alliances and collaborations to add. The aim of this is because we are looking for allies, we are looking for those who could fit this big initiative and to be part of the biggest engines in the country. Yucatan has competitive advantages in order to offer a space so that we can interact. We are proposing to create something for the future, and we want the culture. We want this to be the big value. And in the university today, there is a pyramid, there is a Mayan observatory, and we want the culture from the past to work together with a proposal for the future and with this strategic geographical location. And some of you may wonder, it is not only because of the connection of the six underwater cables. Because of the Caribbean and because we are so close to the United States, to Cuba and Central America and Cuba, it is known as the Golden Triangle. I am speaking about this because there is Hyber, Florida, and in Florida they are promoting this type of educational initiatives, but all this with the strategic education for the country, and the great opportunity is to cooperate in supercomputing with the east of the United States and the east part of Mexico for early alerts for hurricanes and also for cyber attacks. Today we are located in a strategic zone in the country, and we can visualize. And as maybe you know, Yucatan is a social, politically safe zone. We do not only want to be safe, we also want to be cyber safe, and all those things that could be connected. We want all that to feel robust when investing, and as well as today, this world-class infrastructure. I would like to say that it is a result of not only a big demand for installation of data centers in the zone, but as I already told you, the installed capacity allows us to have 45 milliseconds of latency compared to 120 across the country. And today, since we have this XP node that somehow would allow us to better distribute connectivity, this is why in the short term, and this is the big dream, we want to have a Da Vinci connected to a community in the city of Yucatan, and to have an open heart surgery. This is all a great initiative. All this wouldn't have sense without talent if there's no people taking advantage of all this. And today in the state, there are more than 5,000 specialized technical people in technologies. But the most important point of this region is that in average, the retention is 87%. People are staying in Yucatan. And the big opportunity is that there is a lot of talent coming to Yucatan. And this is why today the Central Cybersecurity Office for Latin America in Google is in Yucatan. The Latin American office is located in Yucatan, and this is why we have a strategic links, because they are already finding a vibrant ecosystem with lots of potential. I also would like to say that there is a cost variation, minus 35% in Yucatan compared to the country in this type of industry, and with the Mayan train, with the Transseismic corridor, with the expansion of Puerto Progreso, with all the things that we see today, we wanted to have infrastructure. We wanted to be able to trigger development polygons for the future, to create initiatives, to trigger a proposal, a sustainable and inclusive proposal. And when we work with the cybersecurity strategy, and speaking about being a great hub in the region, these were the conclusions, and I would like to elaborate more on this. Today, the intention is that I want to be able to work in three pillars. Out of all the possibilities, there are three crucial pillars: development of talent, digital infrastructure, and the innovation ecosystem. And in each one of these, I would like to share that in each arrow and each green check mark is something we have done. But this initiative started 4 months ago. The truth is that we making good progress, and it has been an immediate answer to allies and strategic partners, because they recognize, but they are also asking for the detection, they are asking for the generation, and they are asking for the coordination of all these types of wheels. I also would like to say that something is the creation of the Academy of Cyber Defense. This is where the result is to have certificates, and I will give the moment of graduation, there's going to be a degree, and there are many certifications which are even more important, and this is why with the strategic alliance, we can have the Google Cloud Academy and the Fortinet and the Cisco Academy and all the academies as much as you can imagine. They are all together, and now we can see the cybersecurity roadmap, and we want people to get specialized in the different areas of opportunity. And one of the big challenges was education and training in trainers. We do not have enough trainers in the national context. All those people who get training as a trainer, they will not commonly do training work. So if the labor market, if this is a need, how are we going to educate trainers? And by because of that direction of the public education ministry, we are the leaders to do our best and to also be able to train all public universities to have to train cybersecurity people. And we have the first generation of teachers who have the base to create more talent and to make it a snowball for development. Also, speaking about the STEM strengthening, there is a big initiative to promote and to have more women included in the world of technology. And 20% of it's women. We want this to be 30%, and we need to promote these initiatives. And a big challenge was to give economic support. There were people with all the talent, with all the resources, and this is why we offer tuition 100% scholarships, and it is only one of the most interesting efforts. And we have had very successful and interesting success cases. It is not only the dynamic of cybersecurity at a higher level, but also we want to create events together with students so that we can make it be in every social level. And with the cyber safe education program, we want to democratize, be able to democratize cybersecurity. The big challenge is that everything is there, and sometimes we face risks. Imagine a low-income person who has saved, and in one telephone call, the person can lose all his her savings. It is social impact, and it has been the transformation of our students towards the community and attracting international talent. One of the strategic lines, the strategy is how to invite more links. And because of the nature of the state of Yucatan, lots of people are coming. And it is a big network of collaboration, very beneficial for the state. It is a gateway for future development. And when we speak about infrastructure, a very important point is to have the cybersecurity lab with first level software and equipment, and to see how we can work with cybersecurity. So this is there are some areas which are not understood. How do you touch it? How do you see? How do you perceive this? And the concept behind all this. So to be able to generate that through the cyber intelligence space, to have a space that will make decision makers aware of the situation. This is very important to influence the different sectors, the social dynamic and the economy. And with this, it is not only the design of a security operations center in order to see in real time the situation, but to be able to generate, and this is when where training starts, because today we're going to be graduating those first ones which are experts in the art of this type of technologies, and they will be rendering services. With the different national entities, we will offer capacity, talent, and give solutions to many of the challenges we have today. When we speak about modernization, we speak about this big challenge. And a very important topic is data centers. Manage all data in the country. But the challenge was to generate a regional early warning system to detect and to mitigate cyber threats. Why am I saying this? Because in most of the states nationally, Today, cyber analysis systems are based on the detection of something happening, but it is not necessarily strong enough and it doesn't have the technological base in order to cope, to deal with that process at that moment. It is only the reporting of the event, but only a few has the capacity to offer solutions to what is happening. And I am speaking about this because there is very vulnerable national structure like companies which are vulnerable every day, and they're being attacked and there is no data. No one wants to say what has happened. In this process, what we have promoted is we want to be sensitive to the importance of certification and standardization. And with ISO 27001, we want more institutions to be part of this dynamic and through regular audits. And now it is the students the ones doing this testing. We want to be able to see the different areas of opportunity. Let's defend all these niches which are now there. And now, what we have said, digitally and with civilian protection, there are many plans for earthquakes, for hurricanes. Well, what if there is a cyber crisis, simulation drills? Today there are many, many topics, and there is national infrastructure that is being paid is turn off. Imagine what will happen if there is a power outage. It just happened in Europe. Was it a cyber attack? We do not know. But one day of power outage in one country, and what happened? There was no money, no systems, no work. What would be the next step when having this type of context? And the third point is the ecosystem, the people who drive the value in this type of initiatives. And this is why one of the big challenges is how are we going to generate innovation funds for cybersecurity. Clearly today we work with the Ministry of Innovation because we want to be able to do development and research through cybersecurity. But one of the most important points is entrepreneurship, specialized entrepreneurship. And this is why in June we're going to be inaugurating the first cyber innovation hub, which is an incubator that is specialized in cybersecurity. Together with Thales, it is a French alliance promoting this type of initiatives in the national context. I am speaking about this because the big challenge of many traditional companies is to do it. How am I going to be making a business unit? How can I drive revenue from my institution so that we cannot have a positive journey? Today we want to work with all the parties so that we can work together and create products. Let's think about this as a country. Today in Mexico, if today we want to develop a solution, today the main muscle is not a Mexican muscle, it is solutions from abroad. How many Mexican solutions do we have in order to take care of all the national risks? With this, I would like to say that the big topic is how to bring them together, co-workers, those spaces. It is becoming a reservoir of talent to exchange ideas and to be able to formalize future alliances. Now, in relationship to fiscal and regulatory incentives, there was a big challenge to attract those companies that wanted to develop. Today, the institution is in a 20 hectares space, and the vision behind this industrial and technological polygon, we want the university to be the talent engine for companies. And if someone comes to Yucatan, the institution is going to be offering a soft landing where you can work with the institution and you can have access to immediate land to build as soon as possible and to create an ecosystem for development. At the end, and I share this in strategic alliances. No one can work alone, so we want to have as much allies as possible. And this is why, before I play the clip, they are our allies. Texas A&M has been an excellent link. Remember that Yucatan is close to Florida and to Texas. Those are our main allies in the short term, and today we take them as sister universities, exchange professors, students, and research projects. Three national projects, mainly for risks, vulnerabilities of the supply chains and vulnerabilities of areas of connectivity. Notre Dame, it has been very interesting because of the social impact. But look, this is very interesting. We're working electoral work with the INE. You have no idea how many times it has been attacked. We have a dream team just working for the electoral system to strengthen and to generate better tools, and today we're working with the United States for this type of initiatives. With Canada, clearly, Tecnológico de Monterrey is an ally, and Ibero. So this has been a very important point for cybersecurity. And I wouldn't take longer. I would love to play the clip, and please help me so that you know where we are. But what matters the most is when was this institution created, and it is because of Canieti Nacional. It is the one that gave the financing together with government in order to have a proposal for the future. And if the future is today, how should it be? And the intention is that with nature we want it to coexist with culture, and at the same time we want technology to be the way to have a better life for everyone. Would you please play the video, the clip? Bienvenidos al futuro. Distinguidos por la educación y la excelencia, somos la Universidad Politécnica de Yucatán. Nuestra visión, dirigir en la ciberseguridad y ser la excelencia académica. Estamos aquí para inspirar nuevas formas de pensar, empoderando a los líderes del mañana.
Leading cybersecurity and technology public university in Latin America.
We live in an age of technological disruption, where every industry will be affected by exponential technology. In the Polytechnic University of Yucatan, we believe that with technology, we can create a bright future for everyone.
Our foundation stands strong on 3 transformative pillars: emerging technologies, shaping solutions for a smarter, safer future; exponential thinking, pushing boundaries to redefine the possible; innovation mindset, cultivating creativity and adaptability in every step. Certified by BIS and driven by excellence, the Yucatan Polytechnic University is more than an institution. It's a launchpad for those who dare to innovate, inspire, and lead.
We drive the digital transformation of our era. We look for future makers, a generation of leaders that inspire the world.
Discover your future with us. Create the future with us.
Buscamos aliados y justamente están aquí. Bienvenidos.
We are looking for allies. Welcome all. I'm sure we have allies here because we are looking for allies. Beautiful, amazing. And sometimes we see all this big progress and development at universities, mainly in the capital cities. I am from the west of Argentina. Now I live in the capital city of Argentina, but I always value those initiatives that can bring activities out of the capital city so that others can participate. Do we have questions for Aaron? Do you have comments? Questions by the interns? From Chile, Rodrigo Robledo, from Estela Universidad Católica del Norte. It is an excellent initiative to promote participation from every area, not only from the side of engineering. And I met Olga, and I would like, as Olga said, I would like to know how to implement and how to talk to those universities which are outside of the capital city. I am in the 4th region of Chile to attract, to attract all these talented people so that they know this initiative and to join this initiative. And this is something we say at the university, and this is what we want to have access to. Yes, of course. Would you please go back to the presentation? I will share a slide with QR and And our strategic allies, we are part of the NUES, which is the National Network of Universities. And I'm speaking about this because we all want to create a greater community. So let's build, let's generate initiatives. We are public, but we're promoting this alliance. Every type of we want to have south proposals for the future, and we're speaking about Latin America because we're a strategic region. I was recently in Florida, and we met with the army, with the FBI, and we were speaking about very easy words. Today, Chile can produce 1 drone per second, and the number of engineers graduating in only one generation is the same number of engineers across the United States, and today more talent is needed. It is Mexico as a neighboring country, but Latin America, the one that has the capacity to generate. And why Florida? Well, because if you analyze it, it's the most Latin American state in across the United States. Here, everything has been promoted, and there are connections and opportunity for development, and it has been something of interest in this country, because the big challenge is how are we going to be as agile as possible. When I speak about the Google Lab, 30 international Google directors look at Mexico because it doesn't happen everywhere. This is the very first time something like this happens, and we want to join the effort and to give it to someone else so that it can be replicated. It would be much better, because we want to share and we should all grow together. Here we have another question. I love to listen to your passion, what you are doing. My name is Javier More and I am from Peru, from Lima University. And I share many aspects you spoke about, how complicated it is to get skilled people to teach the new generations, to train the new generations. In my case, I see engineering, IT engineering, and getting teachers is always a challenge because they do not have the passion and they do not have the certificates. They do not have Cisco certifications. No one endorsing the knowledge. And my question is, how were you able to establish these alliances with the industry from the academic side? Thanks. It's been an adventure with the different allies with Huawei. They are one of the main allies, and together with teachers and with alum and students, we have AI-based projects, and this is how our relationship started. And this year, we reach a world recognition to create an artificial intelligence system with the capacity to detect jaguars. It is tech for nature, and this was a way to promote the capacity to identify jaguars with certainty of 93% in the open field. Why do I say this? And thanks to this, Huawei has initiatives, and we have our professors, and through the institution, they're being financed by this type of initiative. And what we've seen is that with the salary of a teacher is not enough, so we need to bring them with different hooks and opportunities, so that they can be recognized and so that they can expand their networking, and it has allowed us. And with Google, we clearly work with them. And the first one who wants to take my teachers is Google. $150,000 on a yearly basis. This was one of the proposals. I say this because I told him, yes, I know that you are desperate because this is you want to have immediate talent, but if we do not all together create this initiative, we will not make it happen. This is very interesting. 40. They don't have academies, but academies you finding your own future. But this thing about cooperation, all this has been very important so that we can transform teachers. Imagine that I have teachers of robotics, embedded systems, artificial intelligence, and when I told them, now I will be training you on cybersecurity, they took it as a value added. I am an expert in this, and if I also have this, I can clearly offer a better proposal, clearly with an exchange to stay longer in the institution. It is impossible to retain them. What is possible is to make them fall in love and to last as much as possible during their development. What we are doing is to invest in them. It is a matter of mutual trust. Many of the teachers of cybersecurity have traveled all over the world with the best of the planet in order to get specialized and then to be able to make this knowledge grow. Now, what is a big topic, automation of knowledge, what we do today, speaking about digitalization. And look at this, cybersecurity is so big and it's so ever changing that it's very difficult to structure it, to properly teach it. There are tools, there is evolution in every context. Not only that, when you want to take it all over the country, you see the technological capacities to emulate virtual computers, and it will be simply cracking. And where this is something we're doing with our allies, how to promote ongoing education for professors, but also virtualized education where physical infrastructure is not needed and it could be authorized. Let me see if I am making myself clear. And all this together with teachers. For example, if we invite them to work in a cathedral, have you ever heard this phrase? I hope it is as adequate as possible. Two masonry works working in a construction. One, what am I doing? Building a wall, and the other one, I am building a cathedral. One is building a wall. Today, the strategy of the state, all the ones involved, they know there is a future proposal for a better reality for the country, and this has been something very important for attraction and for retention. Here we have two more questions. Thanks, Alonso Gabi Salazar. I am a lawyer. First of all, how inspiring! Thanks so much, and I believe we all have our heart full, and I believe full of illusions, and we want to support this project of the Polytechnic University of Yucatan. And I have two questions. What is the answer to this pink scholarship? I would love to say it. And secondly, how could I help you? And I already also sent my information. We need lots of information. We need more people needing this. Today I can have national talent. Those who are interested, I can receive you in Yucatan, and they will get the scholarship this fast because this is the initiative of the president. Analyze it. There is no one more interested in promoting the presence of women in science, and this is why I have this capacity and what I've seen, and I share it, but it is not easy. We have BIS, international bilingual, and all the ones going through the university, they need to at least be B2. And this is why they haven't been able to do it, and it is not easy. They need to have mathematics, and more than one will not be able to do it, and it has been a challenge how to promote this ongoing inspiration. And recently we work in robotics tournaments, but we are working in cybersecurity. We have some incentives. We have all the necessary mechanisms so that we can speak about the leadership. Imagine students, they also created Code Artenis, all women coding and promoting solutions while they will cooperate and they will have initiatives. Thanks God, it's been brotherhood, sisterhood, and now the ones who are graduated, which are the legacy, they will help others to position in workspaces. So this is something very, very important, and this, to us, this is the main promotion method. But it is not enough. I would love to see 50% women. My name is Arnaldo. I am a lawyer, and I echo what he has said or what my colleague has said. And my intervention is to present another initiative and this is something we could develop in the future. And I am in the organizing committee of a Latin American event with young people to work in the context of have a dialogue, development standards, and the participation in the context of governance in Latin America. And today we are looking for ways to get young people and technical people involved. It would be very interesting. It would be very interesting so that we can call people from that initiative to participate in that forum. And it has been historic. It started in 2016 and to get even more people from the technical side. And I have a question. In the history and in what we have seen, I see lots of development for the international community. Are there specific uh, is there a way to see international relationships, international rules? How interesting. You have no idea how many things we have to do. And since you are lawyers, there is a huge niche, laws, ethics. Let's analyze all this. Today, there's no base, and we have to build them. And this is why, when I was speaking about aligning the wheels, and when we work with 100 people, it was the very first time because many times they do not even talk to each other. And they are working in their own spaces, and it is so strange. If we will all be working in one same place, and a big legislative challenge is as follows. It is not only that we do not have regulations. The European community have used INCIDE. It is a big ally of the European community to bring order. But in Latin America, what do we have? Different initiatives. We need to take steps, and let's work in alliances and the educational aspect, which is this white flag aspect with interesting things. And not only education, but also there is a niche. There is a sense of urgency, transformation. We need to start learning new skills. If not, there is a limit, time limit. And how to generate. What is happening in terms of cybersecurity has been accepted by law. Imagine today you can generate a forensics analysis of information. You get it, and then this information analysis is precisely what tells you that an industry has been hacked and stolen. Then this case is going to be taken to trial, and it will be submitted to decision makers. It has to be aligned to the laws of its institution. Today, there are bases on how digital translates into the archaic reality. Are there more questions for Aaron? Let's give him a big round of applause. And I echo what the interns have said, your enthusiasm and your passion for the work you do. Congratulations for these initiatives. The pink, I love it. Many years ago, I've been promoting I've been promoting STEM degrees for women. You can stay.